Hello, friends! Greetings from the beautiful suburb of Tokyo. Hey, how are ya? Welcome to Angel Otaku Podcast, where we discuss personal experiences with angels and the spiritual realm. I'm your host, Joy, and today we are going to talk about spirit visitations, specifically my personal experience with my beloved cat, Ging, who passed away last year. For those of you who may not know, I had a beautiful white cat named Ging for 18 years. Despite his beautiful look, Ging was a grumpy old boy, never even friendly, cuddly, or affectionate, but we had a strong bond nonetheless. Believe me, he had the grumpiest personality among any cats I have ever met. But I was okay with him. He was my brother and the best friend I ever had, and brought so much joy and love into my life. So, naturally, his passing was one of the hardest, most devastating, and soul-crushing things I have ever had to go through. But today, I want to share with you an experience that has given me a sense of peace and comfort. I know it might sound crazy, but hear me out. It all started with dreams right after Ging's passing. I would have vivid dreams of Ging, and it felt like he was really there with me. He would quietly sit and gaze at me with his typical grumpy expression, just like he used to do when he was alive. I would wake up feeling so comforted and reassured that he was still around in some way. But the dreams weren't the only signs of the visitation I received from him. I would hear his familiar footsteps and deep hoarse meowing in my house. And I knew it wasn't my imagination when my mom told me she experienced the same. And then, you know what? The strangest thing happened when I started finding his hair and whiskers in very unusual places, like on my pillow or a computer, my forehead right after I washed my face, and even in my new home office where he had never been. It was like he was leaving little signs for me that he was still with me even though he was no longer physically here. At first, I was skeptical and thought it was just my grieving mind playing tricks on me, but the signs kept happening, and they were too specific to be a coincidence. I did some research and found out that it is not uncommon for pet spirits to visit the owners to check in and make sure that we are doing okay. And that's when it hit me. Ging's spirit was visiting me, his human sibling, and letting me know that he was watching over me. To this day, I'm still finding his little signs everywhere, and it brings me so much comfort to know that Ging is always going to be with me in some way. And even though he was never a friendly, cuddly cat, I can now feel his love and know that he is in fact deeply caring about me. Now, I know that some people may find this hard to believe, but I assure you that this is my personal experience and I have no doubts about it. I believe that animals have souls just like we do, and they can continue to visit us even after they pass away. And I wanted to remind all of you that if you are going through a similar experience, you're not alone. If you've ever lost a beloved pet and are feeling their presence in your life, don't be afraid to open your heart and listen to what they have to say. They may be trying to tell you something important. So, that's my story. And I wanted to thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my personal experience with spirit visitations from my deceased cat. Be sure to tune in next time for more stories about spirits and angels. Until then, stay curious, stay open-minded, and as always, stay connected to the spiritual realm. Bye!